Find me a floor where only champions walk. Find me a game where nobody has next. Find me a day that has no tomorrow. There, let me play. Let me play for that one final moment. And I will give you memories to last forever.
Back to Michael, circles, runs inside, reverses, scores! Yes, sir!
Cowens on the floor. What a play by Dave Cowens!
7 seconds. Here it comes. Down the middle of Bird. Bird with 4. Bird out to Dennis. With 1 second, he fires and gets it. Game is over. An outstanding shot by Dennis Johnson.
Michael, 6 seconds. 5. Michael in traffic to Kerr. 15-footer. Carrying the jumper.
7, 6, 5. DeBusschere shoots. Hit with 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds. 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West threw it up and makes it. Over half court.
It's all over. It's all over.
And if you listen real carefully, you'll hear the fat lady singing.
Little Mo, Big Mo, the Doctor, Andrew Toney, and Ivoroni. No baloney. Sixers all the way.
We had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
What a basketball game we've had. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Finkel, Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Seconds left. Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good! The Lakers take the lead.
Looking. Skipped across. Pippen the steal. Got it. Saves it to Tony. He runs it back again. The Bulls win.
It feels like heaven. Like the Ohio player said, heaven must be like this. Heaven must be like this.
It's all over. And there they go. They won it again.
Michael, 11 seconds. Across the timeline he comes. Goes to Pippen.
Pippen breaks inside.
Pippen got the shot.
They go to Grant. To Paxson. Paxson going for the win.
Here's Paxson for 3. Paxson.
Yes! Yes! Hits the three!
No team has had more great finals moments than the Boston Celtics. But Red Auerbach's team had never even been to an NBA Finals before 1957. The season they added a center named Bill Russell. Russell was born with a genius for the game and blessed with the physical gifts to go with it. He immediately transformed the Celtics from a good team into a great one, spearheading their defense and anchoring their fast break.
I was a perfect fit for them because my game consists of doing things that made my teammates effective. If a guy's not a good defensive player, here's what you do. You approach him this way and send him to me. I'll be waiting for him. Just send him to me.
Russell was not only the team's catalyst, he was their emotional leader.
Russell used to become physically ill before every ball game, and if we heard that he wasn't ill that particular night, Red Auerbach would stand up and say, "Russ, go into the men's room and throw up." That's how much he gave of himself to win.
Russell had unwavering confidence. He thought he was so good that we should win every single game that he played in.
West all alone. Look at Russell come down. And what a play by Russell!
Then sooner or later you began to feel the same way. But that was Russell's gift.
Their teamwork was born of their undying belief in each other. And as they began to build an NBA dynasty, it was their mentality that created the fabled Celtic mystique.
It's all over. The Boston Celtics are once again the world champions.
Year after year, individual superstars would try to dethrone the Celtics. Future Hall of Famers like the Lakers' Jerry West and the high-flying Elgin Baylor. or the NBA's most dominating one-man force, Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia 76ers. But year after year, the Celtics would find a five-man answer to every one-man problem.
There were several occasions we thought we were going to win. We had an opportunity, but it just didn't happen.
It's all over, and there they go. They've won it again.
We had a mentality that we never lost a game. Time ran out on us because we always felt that we could win. And I think that having that type of mentality allows you to produce those miracle finishes.
Greer's putting the ball on a play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it over the Stan Jones. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over. It's all over.
Boston won an amazing 10 NBA championships in Russell's first 12 years. But as the 1960s were drawing to a close, it appeared that the Celtics dynasty was dying out too. By 1969, Russell was 36 years old, the only holdover from the Celtics' first championship team. Even Red Auerbach had retired, leaving Russell as player-coach. Injured and aging, the Celtics limped to their worst regular season record in Russell's career. What seemed like a hopeless cause then looked impossible when the already powerful Lakers engineered a stunning trade in anticipation of finally defeating Russell and the Celtics in the finals.
With guys like Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, I feel very, very happy that I'm being traded to a team that I believe may stand a chance to go down the record as one of the best teams in basketball ever.
The drama wasn't so much whether Wilt and the Lakers could beat the Celtics in the finals, but whether the Celtics could make it there at all.
They were even then being referred to as the old Celtics, but this were the ancient old Celtics. At that point in time, Russell was 36. They finished fourth in the regular season. They were going to be giving up the home court in each of the 3 rounds. There was no thought in anyone's mind they would get by the first opponent.
It would be Russell's Celtics' last run at a championship, and they didn't need anyone else believing in them, as long as they believed in each other.
One thing that we've always had in the Celtics is mutual respect. And we think that's the most necessary ingredient for a winning combination.
In their first playoff game against the Sixers, Russell blocked 12 shots, sparking the Celtics to a first-round upset.
It's that feeling of supporting and encouraging. You give all you have to your teammate to help him be who he can be. And that was certainly true about what Russell did for us on the court, and we gave it back.
In the conference finals, the up-and-coming New York Knicks expected to walk over the Celtics. But Boston ran past their young rivals and all the way to the finals, where the heavily favored Lakers would be waiting for their golden opportunity.
I don't think that when players come to the Celtics initially, they believe all that pride and mystique and that type of thing. But with the Celtics, there was always a sense of we rather than I.
The Lakers raced to a 2-0 series lead, but Boston relied on some old Celtic magic to battle back and even the series at 3 games apiece.
The outside now to Sam Jones. He's good! Sam Jones!
By Game 7, the doubts were becoming as familiar as the victories.
I can't help but wonder, how do you feel about going into another 7th game, this time on somebody else's floor?
We've done it before.
Before his final game, it was the overconfidence of the opposition that helped Russell inspire his teammates one last time.
We get back out for the last game. Jack Kent Cooke was the owner of the Lakers. He put out a sheet in all the seats. When the Lakers win the championship, the USC band would play Happy Days Are Here Again. The balloons in the rafters would fall down, and Chick Hearns would interview Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Wilt Chamberlain in that particular order. Well, I took this back to Russell.
When the players came in, I read it to all of them. I says, there are a lot of things that's going on, but one thing that cannot go on. The Lakers cannot beat us. it's not something that can happen. They can't beat us. But it's going to be fun to watch them get those balloons out one at a time.
Roused by their captain's words, Boston came out flying, surprising the younger Lakers by trying to outrun them and succeeding. The Celtics built a big lead, but as the doubters predicted, they began to tire, while LA stayed fresh. The Lakers mounted a furious comeback and were on the verge of finally defeating the Celtics. But they might have known that Boston would find one last moment of Celtic magic.
Don Nelson made a shot that I've never seen in all the years of basketball. It hit the rim, and it must have gone up 15 feet and came right back down through the net. I mean, it was absolutely extraordinary.
No way should we have lost to Boston. Just no way. I mean, I still don't know how we lost to Boston. It's a mystery to me.
There was something about the Celtics that made it that they had to win. They willed themselves to victory that time. And then Russell walked off into the sunset.
And the Celtics, they have done it again. A spectacular finish.
Chris, I'm here with Bill Russell. Bill, this must have been a great win for you.
Exactly.
One more time. One more time.
The time I spent in the locker room and on the floor with my teammates was a marvelous, marvelous, wonderful time for me. From there, I couldn't go to heaven because leaving there, going anyplace else was a step down.
The Celtic mystique still filled the old Boston Garden in the 1970s with John Havlicek, Dave Cowens, and JoJo White as caretakers of the dynasty. In 1974, coach Tommy Heinsohn led Boston to its 12th NBA championship. In 1976, Lucky 13 looked like a sure thing, as the team that had practically written the history of the NBA would take on a team that had contributed only a curious footnote.
Talked about switching before the ball game.
When the Phoenix Suns joined the NBA in 1969, they took part in a coin toss to see who would get the first pick in the draft. The prize was Lou Alcindor, later Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I call heads. The coin has come up tails.
Within 2 years, Kareem had brought a championship to Milwaukee. The Suns got Neil Walk and 8 years of heartache. Then in '76, their fortunes changed. In the playoffs, rookie Alvin Adams and former Celtic guard Paul Westphal led Phoenix past the defending NBA champions.
The Phoenix Suns beat the Golden State Warriors 94-86 to win the Western Conference Championship and now advance to the NBA Finals.
In the Boston Garden, it looked like the Suns' luck had run out.
Well, Boston blew them out the first 2 games, and it looked like this series was history over. Phoenix didn't have a chance. So down we go to Phoenix, and bingo. The Suns come up and even this series up at 2 games apiece.
For Game 5, the teams returned to Boston, where the Celtics had the building, the fans, and history on their side. All the Suns had was the nerve to think they could walk in there and win.
The thing that people remember most, and rightly so, is that 5th game.
In the first quarter, the Celtics showed the Suns how big game basketball was played.
This is Boston Celtic basketball at its best. Suns have turned it over 4 early times. Wood with a beautiful play, took it from the sky.
We had that game in the pocket because we had about a 20-point lead in the first half, I believe.
Sobers gives it up on the turnover. Silas has got you-know-who, Hondo. Devastating first quarter.
We had to call 3 timeouts in the first quarter, but I'll say one thing about that 76 team. They refused to quit.
Down 16 at the half, the Suns began their charge.
Ever so slowly, the Phoenix Suns clawing their way back into this game.
By the end of 3 quarters, Boston's lead was dwindling. The Suns were beginning to run the Celtics out of their own building. But would they run out of time?
are watching a team that finished only 2 games above 500 in the regular season, battle for a championship.
With a minute left and down by 5, Coach John McLeod looked to his one player with Celtic pedigree to handle the pressure on the parquet floor.
Westfall turnaround. 94-91, Phoenix alive with 52 seconds and a 3-point Boston lead. So that was a big basket by Westfall. Kept his team in it, and Westfall knocks it away. In around behind Charlie Scott. Here's Paul back down the other way. Oh, Westfall puts it in.
Westfall's scoring spree sent the game into overtime. There, with the score still tied, the Suns again tried to stare down history as the Celtics drew up the last play for their veteran playoff hero.
Goes to Havlicek. In the corner. Fake. Fires. No good.
A second 5-minute OT, and still the Phoenix Suns refuse to turn into pumpkins.
For the Cinderella Suns, midnight was again fast approaching as the Celtics controlled the second overtime. Boston's fans were ready to finally celebrate, but Phoenix had other ideas.
Carr gets it into Van Arsdale. Van trying to drive, shoot from the corner. It's good. 15 seconds to go. Phoenix down by 1. Here's a steal by Westfall to Van Arsdale to Perry. It won't go. Perry gets the rebound. Perry from the corner scores it. Curtis Perry scores it. 5 seconds to go. Oh, I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
The Celtics drew up the potential game winner. And although he had missed at the end of the first overtime, John Havlicek would again get the call for Boston.
The guy we were most concerned about was Havlicek, an obvious son of a gun if he didn't break loose.
Havlicek. He's coming around to the left. The shot is good. The shot is good, and that's it. The ball game's over. The shot is good.
When he hit the shot, we thought the ball game was over.
The ball game is over. John Havlicek won it.
We were actually in the locker room thinking we had won it.
They say there's 1 second left. They say there's 1 second left.
When Havlicek made the shot, I looked up at the clock and saw there were a couple seconds left. I asked Richie Powers if we called the timeout, if we could still advance the ball to half court.
Do they have a timeout left, or have they used both of them?
They didn't have any. And they got a technical foul. JoJo White made the technical, but now they could advance the ball to midcourt.
Westfall's gamble gave Phoenix a final shot to tie the game.
And now we come to the end of the second overtime with a couple of the most incredible turnarounds I have ever seen. Won't start until it's touched. They'll have to throw it up. Garher, turnaround, shot in the air. It's good. It's tied again. I don't believe it.
It was like a miracle. Something happened, and it just stunned. Myself, I was stunned until the next day.
Garher ties it. We'll go to the third overtime. Somebody up there is on our side.
It's going through your mind, you know, that so-and-so made that shot. Why in the world didn't we do something?
By the third overtime, notions of strategy gave way to hopes for survival. The Suns' Alvin Adams had fouled out, while the Celtics lost 3 starters to fouls, including Dave Cowens. But into the void stepped number 30, Glenn McDonald, a seldom-used reserve and an unlikely hero in this unlikeliest of games.
Underneath to McDonald, a fall away. Glenn McDonald! Glenn McDonald!
Again, it was Westfall who wouldn't let Phoenix die.
21 seconds, it's a 4-point lead, and McDonald lost it. 17 seconds, Sobers has got Westfall open. It's 2 points again, and 12 seconds.
Westfall had time for just one more miracle.
We got a double team, and they threw it over to, I think, Don Nelson, and so I knew that his next pass would have to be up the sideline.
Nelson gives it to Ard. Westfall's got a hand on it.
He put a little bit more on the pass than I hoped he did. If he would arch it a little more, I think I could have tipped it back to our guy.
That final miracle never happened, and Boston won the most outrageous game in NBA Finals history. The Phoenix Suns still haven't won a championship, but on that day, They prove that basketball glory doesn't only go to the winners.
The triple overtime, probably the greatest sporting event that I've ever been around.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Earvin Magic Johnson, Michigan State.
When Magic Johnson joined the Lakers, the happiest man in town was Magic himself.
I want you to know that this man has a smile that lights up a television screen from here to Bangor, Maine.
In his very first NBA game, Magic supplied the flash, but when the game was on the line, the Lakers looked to their leader, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Ford sends it to Kareem. Skyhook up and good. Lakers win.
I'm running over there, you know, full speed. I'm jumping up. I'm choking him. Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has given the Los Angeles Lakers a victory.
He turns, he's so serious. He said, Buck, we got 81 more games. Quit choking me.
And Magic Johnson is out there celebrating like they just won the NCAA championship.
It was one point I think that they really realized about me was that I was going to be doing that for 81 more games.
Magic is straight down the middle. Still going. Oh! Highlights, Bill!
During the entire 1979-80 season, Magic infused a stoic Laker team with his enthusiasm.
Look at Magic. He won't let him up.
But ironically, Magic's charisma overshadowed his play.
People thought I was this flash, you know, I was, you know, a lot of flair. So people didn't think I could shoot from the outside. People didn't think I could really do a lot of things.
The Lakers were still unquestionably Kareem's team. He was the NBA's most unstoppable offensive force and won his unprecedented 6th MVP award, carrying Magic and the Lakers into the NBA Finals.
You seem like you're a little bit out of breath.
I am. I'm so happy, you know, and later that I get a chance to play for the championship. It's beautiful.
The other superstar in the finals wasn't Magic, but the Philadelphia 76ers' Julius Erving. The championship series was billed as a battle of NBA titans, Kareem versus Dr. J.
Man, Dr. J was my hero. You know, he was a guy who you looked up to, so to play against your hero, it was definitely a dream come true.
The Lakers provided no surprises in their strategy. Get the ball to Kareem and watch him skyhook the Sixers into submission.
It got so bad, man, I went home, I was laying in bed, I was dreaming, oh no, not another hook shot, no, not another one.
But every hook that landed brought a counterpunch from the doctor.
Sixers, and they get inside. And unbelievable. Julius Erving hit it hanging underneath, and he still got the field goal.
In the pivotal 5th game, with the teams tied at 2 games apiece, the series took an unexpected turn.
Kareem turns underneath, puts it up and scores on a finger roll. 5, but Kareem's hurt. Kareem turned an ankle. Kareem is hurt. I don't think Kareem is going to be able to go anymore right now.
But Kareem bravely played on and kept the Lakers in the game.
He will try to play despite a painful sprained ankle.
In the game's final critical seconds, the Lakers looked to their captain one more time.
Lobbed to Kareem in behind. And Kareem took the blow and made the basket and drew the foul.
Kareem's heroics brought the Lakers to within 1 game of the championship, but it had come at a heavy price. Kareem's injury was too severe for him to play when the series returned to Philadelphia for Game 6.
You know, we got the news that Kareem was not going to be able to play Game 6. And so, you know, nobody said too much at that particular time. I think that we were all like in shock and still like, man, you know, can't believe that he's not going to play. So we get on a plane to go to Philly. You know, we all got our favorite seats. And Kareem's seat was vacant. So I said, never fear, guys. Magic is here. And he said, they looked at me like I was silly or something. No, some young kid, like, you were right, okay.
And so Magic on the airplane asked the coach, could I please start at center?
And the coach kind of laughed at him, and I said to the coach, he's serious.
I called my dad and I said, Daddy, I said, I'm gonna go back to my high school days. And he said, what are you talking about? I'm gonna go back to being a scorer. I'm gonna score tomorrow. I'm gonna score a lot tomorrow.
You are looking live at the sold-out crowd at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. It is Game 6, the 76ers and the Lakers.
The one thing you were concerned about was, Abdul-Jabbar's dominance against that team. He had been the factor in that series, period. And going back to Philadelphia, I think most people envisioned that the Sixers were going to be able to run roughshod over this team without Abdul-Jabbar.
A young man by the name of Magic Johnson is going to start at center.
When Magic jumped in the center with Caldwell Jones, I actually almost started laughing because I kept wondering what is going through Philly's mind.
From the opening tip, Magic displayed a kind of individual versatility the Sixers couldn't possibly have prepared for.
Magic, one has to work. So beautiful pass by the rookie.
Magic down the middle. Magic pumps for the layup and drew the foul.
Magic's hot and he knows it. Oh, what a pass to Cooper, who scored!
Again, Dr. J valiantly kept the Sixers in the game. But they had little hope if they couldn't stop Magic. They never could.
Magic Johnson is everywhere.
We played everybody conceivable against him defensively. And here's a guy that, what was he, 20 years old?
Here comes the 20-year-old rookie down the middle. Dawkins went to him and scored and sent him to the line.
After this performance, Magic would never again be thought of as just a good player with a great smile.
Irvin came up with one of those games that started to separate him in the eyes of people from the rest of the basketball players. And it was really the kind of the coming out party for Irvin Johnson.
The rookie had become a master, and he had the championship to prove it.
There it is, it's over, and the most valuable player is Magic Johnson. 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. He starts at center, plays forward and guard, and leads the Los Angeles Lakers to a world championship without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I just wish he stayed in school one more year. You know, we would have gotten another ring.
Man, 42 points as a rookie in the biggest game, that's all right. You know, that was still today my greatest game probably in the NBA.
While Magic was the rookie with the ring, the NBA's Rookie of the Year in 1980 was Larry Bird, who brought more than the winning tradition back to the Boston Celtics. He brought back the wonder of basketball.
Henderson broke it up. There's Bird again. Larry Bird with a steal. Henderson back to Bird. Beautiful.
McHale to Bird. Spins. Oh, what a shot.
What a great shot.
A cut to Bird. Swings through. Little reverse. Layup is good. How did he make it?
He was slow, but he'd lead a fast break. Couldn't jump. He'll come up with big-time rebounds.
Larry Bird follows his own shot.
Bird was a basketball magician. And with the ball in his hands, he could make the impossible happen.
Oh, he's amazing.
He'd making passes or doing things with the ball. You say, well, how did he do that?
Quickly ahead to Bird. Behind the back move. Dumps it to Parrish. What a pass by Larry Bird.
And the rebound to Bird. Look at that pass.
Oh, what a show.
Oh,
show. Forget about it.
This was the smartest guy in the world of basketball.
Bird with the pass through the legs of Sigma.
When the game was on the line, Bird was at his show-stopping best.
Up fakes. Fires another three-pointer. Oh! Ties it up!
You know, if the game is close and they got the ball, or you don't have no cushion in terms of a lead, Larry Bird can win the game.
Bird pops out, gets it on the sideline, goes baseline, throws it up, and Larry Bird did it again! He did it again!
I remember in particular one where I had to make a pass in from Phoenix.
Max looking, loops it to Bird, a runner. It's good! It's good! And the Celtics win it!
As soon as Larry let it go, he virtually turns to the bench and he's looking over like, you should have had more than one guy on me.
Is he worth the price of admission or what?
He is too much. Absolutely too much.
As much as his basketball skills, the intangible qualities of his leadership made Bird the ultimate teammate.
essence of Larry Bird, you know, in probably one word, is toughness, mental and physical.
They could sense his leadership, his demeanor, his hustle. He'd dive on the floor. He'd do whatever it takes.
Bird going to the floor for it. This game is Larry Bird.
On the court, Bird let his passion for victory speak for itself.
Now, I like the fact that he led by example instead of all the yelling and screaming that some leaders have a tendency to do.
In 1984, 3 years after winning his first championship in Boston, Bird led the Celtics back into the NBA Finals. This time, an old nemesis was waiting for him.
They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
Yeah, it was the first time me and Magic met in the finals. It was an opportunity for me at that time to get some revenge.
In the 1979 NCAA championship game, Bird's dreams of an undefeated season at Indiana State were denied by Magic Johnson and Michigan State. Together, they would take the NBA by storm, and 5 years later, they finally had their championship rematch.
And Larry Bird, for his credibility and for his highlight and for him to be who he was, he had to beat Magic Johnson during that particular series.
At the outset, Bird's road to revenge hit a speed bump called Showtime.
Missing, rebounding is Magic, Cooper, and the fast break going to town.
The Lakers' fast-breaking Showtime offense was in high gear, and Los Angeles took the home court advantage for the series.
They are running the Celtics off the Boston Garden court.
Back at the Forum, the Lakers humiliated Boston, taking a 2-1 advantage. It looked like Magic would again be celebrating at Larry's expense.
This has to be one of the most decisive routs in championship game history.
With his basketball dreams turning into a nightmare, the normally private Bird made his feelings shockingly public.
Well, we just play like a bunch of women tonight. You know, we got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need. And today, when you see Magic slapping high fives and guys going behind their back and shooting layups on us all day long, it seems that something somebody would try to put a stop to it. And until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
Larry was frustrated. He was disappointed, as we all were, that we got blown out by 33 points on national TV.
And it was like the most incredible thing because we saw that article and it was like we couldn't wait to get back.
Magic and the Lakers looked invincible, but Bird's own greatest magic act had always been mind control, the ability to get inside his teammates' heads, to make them believe in themselves. This time, he just made them angry.
Here's Kareem, outlet to Worthy, Rambis. Benches have emptied, and you knew this was going to happen. You can see it coming.
They wasn't ready for the physical play, and it shocked them. And it just escalated from there, and they wasn't ready for that.
Bird had sounded the call to battle, and he wasn't afraid to lead the charge.
Swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird. Jaw to jaw.
It drew the team together, and I think that they all responded and said, yeah, hey, let's make sure that we aren't playing like sissies. Maybe we were, but let's make sure we're not going to continue to play like that.
With Bird's challenge ringing in their ears, the Celtics played with ferocious intensity.
Harris fighting again, and the basket counts and a foul.
In the first 3 games, the Lakers had scored at will. Now, they would pay for every point. Bird attacked the Lakers relentlessly. But Magic matched Larry's intensity. And the Lakers were determined to hold their ground. The decade's 2 defining players refused to back down. After 48 grueling minutes, this epic struggle had come down to a draw.
Great players like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson love to be in this situation.
Magic and Bird continued their duel in overtime. And when the final seconds came, Larry would know just where the ball should be.
What can you say?
I was the leader of the Boston Celtics, and I knew that. My teammates knew that. So they was looking for direction, and that's what I tried to give them.
The game was tied, and as fate would have it, Bird would get the ball, guarded by Magic, as the clock ticked away.
Bird rotates in. Bird pops out, avoids the steal, gets it over to DJ. Bird goes right into the pivot. Now DJ holds the ball. Back in the Bird. The fall away is gone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Boston Celtics have evened this NBA World Championship Series at 2 games apiece. And those who are writing the obituary for the team that have won a record 14 NBA titles can just pause.
We're coming back. That's right. We're coming back. We'll be back.
Game 4 turned the series in Boston's favor. Bird had restored their pride. Then he would seal their victory.
Here's Magic off the mark. Lakers had several chances, and here's Larry Bird chucking down the court.
The moment had called for greatness, and Larry Bird had answered the call.
No one believed that we could beat the Lakers that year. Absolutely no one believed it. But the fact of the matter is, we believed in ourselves, and that was a lot because of the leadership Larry had.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions in a grueling 7-game series with the Los Angeles Lakers.
I told Larry Bird, the way you played in that series, the way you conducted yourself and the way you played made me proud to be a Celtic.
He was often the smallest man on the court, but during the 1980s, Isiah Thomas dreamed of walking tall among the reigning giants of the game, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Well, I think he already thought he was like them. I don't think there's any question he thought he was a great player. He'd see Magic, he'd see Bird collecting trophies, and he wanted to do that. There was this burning desire to want to achieve that.
The bigger the situation, the greater he became.
Isiah turns, guns, it goes!
He wanted to be the guy with the ball to win or lose in almost every single game.
Here's Isiah. Let's see what we got. All the way up. Go!
But as the seasons passed without a title, a sinking feeling grew around the Pistons. Then in the 1987 Eastern Conference Finals in Boston, holding the ball and a 1-point lead, Isiah hit bottom.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right at 1 second left. What a play by Bird.
Oh my! What a mistake by Detroit.
The locker room was very quiet. And we were a tight team. But it seemed like Isiah was sitting by himself. And he knew he messed up. And he knew he was going to have to live with it for the rest of his life. He probably still having nightmares about it.
Isiah, if you could, just one more time, the final 5 seconds.
You see Bird coming in all.
When you're the leader, everybody's giving you their trust and their confidence, and they believe in you, and you let them down, and your confidence and your trust is shaken. Theirs is shattered.
For the next year, he set about restoring his team's hope, rebuilding their confidence in a conference finals rematch.
With 7 seconds left.
Isiah had finally beaten Bird and made the NBA Finals. There, he would meet his last remaining nemesis, Magic Johnson. Behind Isiah, Detroit would take a 3-2 series lead. Isiah's self-confidence and the team's belief in him were overflowing.
Over to Isiah, 3-point country. He tries for 3. He got it.
For Game 6, the finals returned to Los Angeles. The Pistons were 1 win away, but the Lakers were still the champions. And they had one more lesson in championship basketball for Detroit.
Now Magic at the three-point line underneath the Scott. Scott scores.
Come on, team out, not quite ready. Team out, not quite ready. All right, let's get our mindset back now. Get our mindset back. Come on, man. All business here. Somebody did it. Come on.
As the third quarter began, the Pistons looked to Isiah, and Isiah was looking for final redemption.
Rebound is up, taken by Isiah, and he scores. Great play by the little guard.
Thomas the rebound. He's got Dantley and Dumars. Goes to Dumars, who lays it in, and quickly the Pistons have come the Laker lead to 4.
Isiah Thomas is hurt down on the court underneath the basket. I couldn't tell what happened.
When I sprained my ankle, I was so angry because all the hard work that I put in, the dedication, and I remember laying there on that floor, you know, wincing in pain of seeing my dream kind of like slip through my hands.
With Isiah on the bench, Magic and the Lakers again took control of the game.
Who won?
It's all hot, baby.
If Isiah would be defeated, it wouldn't be by the pain. He checked himself back into the game.
If you're not strong enough mentally to overcome, and you can't persevere, then you'll fall and you'll be like everybody else in the league.
8-point lead for the Lakers. Thomas with a looper scores.
Yeah, but he's limping noticeably right now.
Single-handedly, Isiah tried to take his team to the title.
He's got the feeling that he's going to have to carry this ball club, and he's doing a great job of it out here.
Isiah scored 25 points in the third quarter, an NBA Finals record.
Tries again. Makes again. He owns the night, Isiah.
Give it to Isiah. Why not? Isiah against Scoop. He shoots over him from 20. It's good! I don't believe what I'm seeing.
We're a very tough-minded group of individuals, and everything that we didn't have in talent, we made up for in determination and just sheer will.
Isiah brought the Pistons all the way back and into the lead.
He is just showing so much heart and determination for the Pistons.
But in the end, the Lakers weren't ready to surrender their crown. It was a stunning loss for Detroit. But in defeat, Isiah reached a level he had never been able to achieve in victory.
It was the greatest game I've ever seen him play. He really just said, hey, I'm going to carry you on my shoulders. Come on for the ride.
It was a loss that would turn the Pistons into winners.
After that series, I think it was obvious to all of us with the Detroit Pistons that, okay, we're going to be world champions. It's just a matter of when and how many times.
Detroit won the NBA championship each of the next 2 years.
And you see, when we won championships, he was the guy that people were lifting up. Because, you know, finally he got from being the guy with the weight on his back to being lifted by the guys he was holding.
When the finals demanded, sometimes an entire team can rise to the occasion together. In 1970, that team was the New York Knicks. All season long, their success had been built on the team concept, relying not on anyone, but on everyone.
No one of us was as good individually as all of us could be as a team, and we were all kind of points on a five-pointed star. And we all had to depend on each other.
Outside Bradley, one-hander from 20, yes!
There was no envy on that team, no jealousy. The chant of hit the open man became our theme, you know, because the ball was moving around 5, 6, 7 times to find an open guy. So every player sacrificed something to make us a cohesive unit.
They were like one body with 5 hearts, but their soul lived within Willis Reed, the NBA's MVP in 1970.
He was the galvanizer for our team. He could score, he could defend. He was the captain. In quotations, Willis was the captain. He was the guy who kept us together.
With Willis standing tall against the NBA's best big men and the Knicks' trademark teamwork clicking on offense, the Knicks reached the NBA Finals.
Beautiful pass.
There, New York's team philosophy faced the ultimate test in LA's cavalcade of stars, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and the NBA's ultimate dominator, Wilt Chamberlain.
This is what we had dreamed about, playing against the great NBA players to become the NBA champion. And the one thing that we had was supreme confidence.
With their big men battling to a standoff, the Knicks and Lakers split the first 4 games. Then in Game 5, disaster struck New York.
Top of the key to Reedy's triple team, falls down. We got a whistle on the play, and Willis is hurt.
When he went down, it was a big blow. A lot of people thought that was it.
Without Willis, the Knicks fell behind by 20 points, but rallied together to come back to win Game 5. With Willis still out of action, Game 6 produced no such miracles. Chamberlain scored 45 points, and the Lakers forced a decisive Game 7. Minutes before the final game, there was still no announcement whether Willis would play.
Jack, 19,500 fans here in New York City have yet to see Willis Reed at this hour of the evening.
Coming back to New York, 7th game, will Willis play? That's the question. Will Willis play?
Only when I went to the Garden did I found out that it was dubious as to whether he would play. So there goes the championship. Because without him, I didn't think we could win at all.
I remember just before we took the floor, I said to him, "We only need you for a couple of minutes, big guy." And he said, "If I can get out there, I will."
The big question is, will Willis Reed play tonight? There is tremendous doubt right now.
I looked at it as opportunity. This is what I worked so hard for. Not only me, but everybody else in that locker room. And for me not to go out there, then I would be letting them down. I wasn't gonna let that happen.
Here comes Willis, and the crowd is going wild.
When he did that, we said, yeah, the captain is ready.
If his dramatic entrance wasn't enough, Willis followed it up by hitting the Knicks' first 2 baskets of the game.
Barnett to Reed on the forecourt, right side from 20, jumps, yes! Willis has hit on his first 2.
At that point, the whole team had been lifted several levels of belief in themselves.
But seriously hobbled, Willis would not score another point the rest of the way. Coach Red Holzman needed the other Knicks to finish what the captain had started.
He said, "Hey guys, I don't care if Willis play or not, we've got to play." So Red told me to start to look to do more.
To the top of the key, loses to Frazier, racing ahead of the field. Frazier made the steal.
Fueled by the coach's words and the captain's courage, Walt Clyde Frazier took over.
Frazier cuts to his left, now stops and jumps. Yes! Frazier out of the backcourt, and Walt looking very cool. Running one-hander, it's good!
Walt Frazier had one of the most remarkable games of all time in the history of NBA championship play.
Stolen by Frazier. Down the lane with the floater, but it's good!
Well, Willis provided the inspiration. And, in a way, I provided the devastation.
West across the midcourt, loses to Frazier. Drives ahead of the field, down the lane, layup is good!
Clyde had 36 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 assists, igniting a total team effort as the Knicks routed the Lakers and won their first NBA championship.
It's loose, taken by Garrett of the Lakers. He bullets one down court, then is intercepted by the Busher. Fast break for the next dimension on the drive. Leads Reardon, driving shot is good.
It was like magic. What we thought wouldn't happen had happened because all of the investment that each of us made in each other throughout the year came together in that game when we surpassed our individual abilities to an extent that nobody thought was possible.
That is it. The New York Knickerbockers have won the 1969-70 World Championship of Basketball.
The champion Knicks remain a hallmark of team achievement in NBA history. But history can also be made by individuals. And the story of the NBA couldn't be told without one man, Michael Jordan.
Here's a steal. Jordan to the floor. Let's watch Jordan. Oh, give him a 10. Stepped it out to Jordan down the lane all the way. Oh, good! An unbelievable ball. Jordan, who has it on the break, driving all the way in, throws it up. Oh, Skinny puts it in on an amazing move.
He was instantly the NBA's greatest showman. He would become the game's greatest competitor.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! They win!
In terms of my leadership and what I had to do on the basketball court, I was going to do whatever I had to do to win the game.
Ultimately, Michael would rise highest in the NBA Finals. Year after year, Michael turned the finals into his personal showcase.
Jordan fires it in his right. Oh, three-pointers from Jordan. What in the world is going on?
12 seconds to go. Michael will take it. He's fouled. He scored! Michael with 54.
He does whatever he has to do to beat you. They can't stop him. Not tonight, anyway. I tell you, he's just simply amazing.
And for the fourth time in 6 years, Jordan rules.
Bulls get a last chance. MJ, top of the circle against Russell. Michael hangs, fires, scores! Bulls win! He knocked it in at the buzzer. Bulls win! Yes! How many times has he done that?
In their first 5 trips to the finals, the Bulls won 5 NBA championships, and Michael was named the finals MVP every time.
You're going to have to cut Michael Jordan's heart out to beat him. Because people don't understand that's his greatest talent. It's his inner guts and his inner heart as a competitor.
In the 1998 finals, Michael and his superstar teammate Scottie Pippen showed no signs of loosening their grip on the trophy.
Oh, yes, sir. Showtime. Michael Scottie.
Looking invincible as they took a 3-1 advantage.
Does anyone think that Michael Jordan will let this series out of the city of Chicago?
Tonight was like an appetizer. Friday could be the entree.
The celebration in Chicago had already begun.
Get your Bulls Jazz program right here for Game 5, the clincher.
We lay it on the basketball court. When we come out off the court, we're all celebrating, and Joe's gonna be happy. Let's go, baby.
What time is it?
But for Karl Malone and the Jazz, the battle had just begun.
Malone gets the shot away. It's in. Karl Malone keeps pouring them in.
Malone's 38 points were changing Chicago's party plans to travel plans.
Malone personally pushing this series back toward Utah.
Even Michael couldn't bail out his teammates this time.
Into Jordan, a prayer. We go to Utah.
I think the Bulls' championship run is in serious jeopardy.
And what a quiet crowd all of a sudden. All those plans for the parade, for the victory celebration, for the awarding of the trophy. Out the window, baby! We're going to Salt Lake City.
As the series shifted to Utah, so had the momentum.
Oh, yeah! Not in or out! Sit out!
If the Bulls were going to win their 6th title, they would have to do it the hard way.
Bob, I think Scottie Pippen pulled his back out on that dunk shot.
On the game's first play, Scottie Pippen's back gave out.
Scottie Pippen leaves the bench and heads for the locker room.
The Bulls were wounded, and the Jazz were ready to pounce.
Back to Karl Malone, free throw line, fake left to right, to the free throw line, jumping up around the rim, good! The ball win!
They have all the momentum, and the Bulls are back on their heels.
Chicago's burden now sat squarely on the shoulders of Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is going to have to carry the load.
Down to the angle left to go to Jordan. Michael, one bounce, fire away. Go another one, a man possessed.
Jordan's the guy they want, even more so than usual, and that's why.
Michael's in his zone. Michael feels right now he can make every shot he takes.
Out front, Jordan for three. Good again, the incredible Michael Jordan.
Michael led the Bulls back, but Utah turned to its own leader, and Malone took up the fight.
Malone in traffic, got his own and put it back in.
Karl Malone, not to be denied.
Comes back right side, strong move. Leaping lane, put it up, good! Count it, he's fouled. The bell band delivers.
The drama was entering its final act, and the spotlight was on two of the NBA's great leading men.
A Jordan-Malone duel shaping up in Game 6.
Malone's turnaround shot on Rodman, good!
And there's his answer.
Malone was standing up to the challenge, and it was Michael who was beginning to appear weary.
You have to believe fatigue is an important factor now.
Michael Jordan, a fadeaway three from the right, off the rim, no. Burrell, he falls down with the ball. It's loose and controlled by the Jazz.
Even Superman apparently gets tired.
With the score tied in the final minute, the Jazz dealt Chicago a heavy blow.
Malone, cross-court pass, Stockton with a three on the way. Good! John Stockton with a cold-blooded three, and Utah takes the lead. Timeout with 41.9 remaining. Jazz 86, Bulls 83. Now they find themselves in desperate straits. And actually it was Michael that wanted the timeout. He's just out of breath, I think.
With nothing to draw on but his will, Michael summoned the strength for one final push.
The Bulls in a must-score trip.
Out front to the man, Michael Jordan. Jordan up top, fake left, go right. He's there, lay it up, score it easily. Wow.
Michael brings them to within one.
Now it puts the pressure on the Jazz to score once again.
Malone to the post. Malone stripped by Michael to the floor, stolen by MJ.
Jordan's got it. The Bulls can win it right here. The Bulls can win it. Unbelievable.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6.
Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, scores! He scores! The Bulls lead 87-86.
5.2 seconds left. Michael Jordan running on fumes with 45 points.
It was his final defining moment, the kind of moment that, in the Michael Jordan era, only he could deliver.
Stockton, screen and roll, lifts the shot, it is no good. Rebound back, tapped, it's over. Bulls win the title. The Bulls are the world champs again. Oh my word, who would have thunk it? The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. What a tremendous Game 6.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. What a finish.
I have faith.
I'm just so happy to be a part of this. I mean, we just hopped on Michael's back, basically. The guy is a basketball god, and I'm glad he's on my team.
He no longer needs to prove his case as the greatest player in NBA history. He just adds to it. And if this is the final chapter, what a way to close the book.
We're going to take our friends and fans on a trip into Dreamland. Magic and Michael.
Here he comes. Doctor looks for daylight.
Vinnie Johnson with 1 second to go. He shot. It's good.
They are lifting Bob Cousy and carrying him on.
The Washington Bullets have done it. The Los Angeles Lakers are the greatest winning team in the history of basketball.
9:30 to go. Walton on the low. Oh, he got it in. Bill Walton got it in. Schwartzik and Gross. What a sequence for the Blazers. Walton again.
And the steal by Jordan. Behind the back on Russell. He turned it around and finished it.
Inside to Cooper.
Back to KJ. He'll have to force a shot. He's blocked. It's blocked. The Supersonics win their first ever NBA championship.
The Bulls have won it as the celebrations begin in Chicago.
Yo, can't touch this. How'd I do?